No.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you ready for the show? Let's go!
Starring Greg from My Weight Loss Life. Starring Brian from Wick Carnivore. Starring Aaron from Brewing Better Living. Welcome to the Low Carb Lounge. Grab a drink and pull up a chair. It's showtime.
Hey,
Hello. Welcome to the Low Carb Lounge. How's everybody doing tonight? How you doing, Aaron?
Good.
Awesome. Can't complain, huh?
There's always something to complain about, but I'm going to try not to tonight.
There you go. How about you, Brian? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How's everyone doing out there? Say hi in the chat, and don't forget to hit the like button. Share this with your friends.
Definitely. That's one of those things that is always nice. I'll put this up here. Yeah, smash the like button. That's right. Awesome. All righty. Well, I just want to welcome everybody once again. And, if you haven't been to the show before, you're in for a treat tonight. Should be a great show. We got a great guest on. And looking forward to having her on. That's Coach Nicole later. She'll be joining us. But I also want to thank Alia from last week. She joined us on the show. And I just want to remind people, if you missed that episode, you can go to any one of our channels live tab and click on that, and you should be able to see that episode. So that was a great show last week, and it was a lot of fun having Alia on. So make sure you check that out in case you missed it already. But so Aaron, how's the weather this week compared to last week where you're at?
It's like the great spring thaw here. I mean, we went from 20 degrees, like upper teens, and today it was 50, and there's no snow, and it's muddy and foggy, and hello, New Jersey. That's basically it. That's the weather here. It'll be 10 degrees next week for sure.
Yeah, a little bit warmer, I bet, than last week. Last week was cold everywhere, it seemed like. How about you, Brian?
So early in the week, it was still pretty cold, but today was around 70. Tomorrow's supposed to be in the mid 70s. So it's looking nice for at least a couple days here.
It's 70 degrees.
Yeah.
You're only like 3 hours from me. That's like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was warmer. I don't know.
Virginia, I'm telling you, come down to Virginia. We have great weather.
I don't want to pay all those extra taxes that you pay. Not that I don't pay enough here, but anyway.
Hey, I just want to remind everyone, where are you from? Go ahead and put it in the comments. We always like to see that. I know we get people from all over the world on this show, and it's pretty cool to see that. So make sure you put that in the comments, share it. We'll go ahead and put a few of these comments up here too while we're at it. Let's see. Hello, Keto Simple. Good evening. Looks like you're doing a little bit of cooking while you're listening. That's awesome. And we got some more. Hello. How's it going? And hello, William. Nice to see you in here. Hello, Brad. How's it going tonight? I didn't really tell you guys, but the weather here has been actually in the 30s all week, but it's been kind of rainy, cloudy. But I'm not complaining after the previous 2 weeks when it was super cold. That was not fun.
Is that a heat wave for you there, 30 degrees?
It really kind of is for this time of year. So
that's what I was thinking. Like, that's a heat wave, right?
You're like,
for here. So
there now.
hello, Johnny. How you doing? And we got some more here. Kentucky, 0 degrees one day and 60 the next. Yeah.
Really. Ooh.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Definitely. All righty. Keto Simples, Indiana there, Indianapolis. Cool. Gianni, I see he's from Concord, North Carolina. That's awesome. Hello, Lindy. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Robin.
Yeah, hi, Robin from California. That's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely, it kind of sounds like there's a lot of fog going on right now.
I think you have the same weather as we do here
Yeah,
now.
pretty much. It's the way it
Pretty
sounds. Definitely. So, like I said, if you could smash the like button, that would be great. And then also go ahead and put in the comments where you're from. We'd like to see that. And so, Brian, we'll start with you. What are you drinking tonight? Anything exciting?
Not anything exciting, just my plain old water and my trusty insulated water bottle. So keeps it cool all day.
Cool and refreshing, right?
Yep.
How about you, Aaron?
I am keeping it simple here tonight. This is black coffee, but it is decaf because it's late. I'm drinking that Pete's decaf coffee that I really like. They use that Swiss water method of decaffeinating the beans, so it's like no chemicals involved or solvents. So it's really good. It does not taste like decaf coffee. It's really good.
Nice. No, that's great. I've got just some regular old ice water. I need, one thing I've discovered, guys, lately, I have not been drinking that much water. And I think that's why maybe the scale hasn't been as friendly to me as far as dropping weight goes. You got to drink the water. And I preached about that. And then here I am breaking my own rules and not drinking enough water. So I'm sure there's people guilty. It's easy to grab your guilty pleasure. You drink that of the water like you should be drinking. I'm kind of wondering if my internet isn't going to be bad tonight. Hopefully we don't.
You just kind of, I thought maybe it was me, but I don't think so.
No, I think it's me.
Yeah, I noticed it too. I noticed it too.
I was like, is something wrong?
Sometime during the live, you lose me. I'll be back.
Okay.
I was wondering earlier. So let's see here. Let's get a couple things up here.
Pencil. Okay.
That's funny. Hot Sydney. There you go. Welcome.
Okay, so 40 degrees Celsius. How much? That's like what here? Fahrenheit?
It's hot.
It's like really hot, right?
Yes, it is.
Susan.
Hi, Susan.
So, Greg, real quick, that comment from Peter, where is FFG, former fat girl, Nicole, she'll be on in a little bit. So she's not here yet, but she'll be on in a little bit.
Yep. All right. Yep, she'll be on here in just a little bit here. I did see this earlier. Thank you, whoever. I'm not sure. It might have been when I joined Nicole's channel. So that's what that is. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not for sure. It just showed up and I'll put it up there anyway. So thank you to all the members that are on here and contributing. We appreciate you. And that's awesome. So guys, what kind of week are you having? Why don't you talk about that a little bit, Aaron? What kind of week are you having?
Well, people in the audience, let's just say I have a 17-year-old teenage daughter. So it's always something. It was illness and injury this week and missing sporting events and, all that fun stuff that comes along with having a teenager. And one day I'll miss it, right?
Yeah.
She's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but man, oh man, what a week.
That happens sometimes. That's for sure. I think Brian can speak to that too. I'm sure, especially having 3 kids, and same for me. And yeah, it's quiet around here now, I must say.
Do you miss it?
Some days I miss more when the kids are little. It just brings back a lot of memories when you see photos and videos.
I can't look at the photos. I'll tear up.
Yeah, it works that way. Even as a dad, it works that way. You definitely miss your kids, and for sure. How about you, Brian? What do you got going on this week? Anything exciting going on in your life?
So my mother-in-law's birthday was yesterday. So we celebrated that, and we went to Texas Roadhouse. So remember how it was like a week or so ago, I told the story about going to Texas Roadhouse and doing the salad thing with just the
I
egg
saw
and
your
cheese.
post.
So last night I did the same thing. They actually gave me 2 bowls this time, but this waitress was not even phased. Like, she didn't even give me a weird look or anything.
And it wasn't the
No,
same one.
it wasn't the same waitress, no.
They
But it
must
was,
have your pictures hanging in the back of that restaurant, and they're like, if
yeah,
this
probably.
needs it, give him what he wants.
But yeah, it worked out great. So yeah, that's really the only thing that's been going on, I guess, this week.
Thank you, other
Not
Aaron.
much anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, other than I'm kind of enjoying the balmy weather for North Iowa, I guess you could say. I wish it was sunny, but I'll take it because the previous 2 weeks we froze, so it's kind of nice to.
You know what? We're soon going to be complaining that it's too hot. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I can't believe we're almost to February 1st. I don't know. January to me went really fast, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not too much going on in my life, I guess. Just been working, and I don't know. That's about it, I guess. Nothing too exciting going on. I still take care of my mom, obviously. Kind of talk about that a lot on my channel. So I run over there after work usually and do a few chores around her place. So, but she's hanging in there, doing all right. So can't complain. So 32-ounce steak. Yeah.
Big steak. Oh my God.
It's a nice one. It's a nice one.
Or is that leftovers? That's huge.
That is a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so about the salad thing. All right. So when you go to Texas Roadhouse, so they give you like a salad, right? Like if you order a salad, there's like lettuce, tomato, croutons, salad dressing. Well, there's also egg and cheese in it. So what I've been doing is I order a steak, for instance, right? So I got the 16-ounce ribeye, medium rare, and then they say, okay, you get 2 sides with that. So I said, okay, for my first side, I want to do the salad, but I only want the cheese and the egg from the salad. So I don't want the salad dressing, the lettuce, any of that kind of stuff. I just want cheese and egg. And she said, okay, you get a second side. And I said, for the second side, I just want to do the same thing again. So essentially you get a bowl, which is at least the size of the salad bowl. It might even be bigger, that is filled with egg and cheese. In my case, I got 2 sides of it. So I actually got 2 bowls that were filled with that. So while everybody was eating the rolls and their salad and whatever appetizer they got, I had egg and cheese. And then when the meal came, I had my steak. Everybody else had their, potatoes and whatever sides they had with it. And I just ate my steak because I already ate the egg and cheese. And especially with getting 2 bowls of egg and cheese, that, and then the 16-ounce steak, it's pretty filling. I was pretty good. I felt pretty good after it.
Sounds like a lot of cheese. Looked like a lot of cheese. Like they could have just given you the block. Just bring out the block.
There is a lot of cheese, and that is kind of like one concern, because too much cheese might
you might not feel that good later.
give you issues.
Yeah.
So I did leave a little bit of cheese just because I didn't want to go with too much cheese. But that's the other thing. Like, if I do that, I try not to eat cheese at least for the next few days, because too much cheese and I start bloating up a little bit and stuff like that. So you got to be a little careful with the cheese. But
Brian, where did you share that picture at? Was that on your YouTube channel or was that on Instagram?
I think it's on both, but it's on the YouTube channel. There should be a post under my channel where it has the picture of the steak and both bowls of the cheese and whatever you want to call it, cheese and egg salad.
Cheese salad.
So, yeah. I noticed somebody commented that that's not a salad, but it is. It's just part of the salad.
Some random person.
Yeah. But it is. I mean, it literally comes in their salad. It's just that I didn't want certain ingredients that are in the salad, right? I only wanted the egg and the cheese.
What's the definition of salad? I don't think it necessarily means veggies. It's like a mixture, or I think.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Well, there's a such thing as taco salad, right? So
True.
yeah, I don't know.
It looked good
Thank
though.
you. You know what? That's interesting you say that, because I was 100% sure I was subscribed to somebody, and then I went on her channel the other day and I was not subscribed, and I was like, I think they're booting people off.
I've seen it happen a few times.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, I've heard
definitely.
that before from people. So I think that sometimes
really weird.
something glitches or something, and you lose the
It was
subscription.
definitely somebody that I watched and had subscribed to too. So, yep.
Well, guys, I think it's time to move to our next segment of our show, and it's a very popular thing on the Low Carb Lounge. And let's go ahead and get started in this. It should be a lot of fun, but let's go.
Welcome to Lounge Lizard Trivia, where you too can be the smartest person in the room.
All right. Who's going to be the smartest person in the room tonight? It's not going to be me. Well, it should be. I have the answers.
You have the answers to the questions, so that's really not fair. You win.
Okay. Well, just so everybody knows how this works, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a trivia question and you put the answer in the comments. Brian and Aaron have not seen the answer, so they will comment too, and we'll just see how everybody does. So this one the first question sounds similar to last week, but it is a little bit different, so don't get confused. Okay. And here's our first question of the night. What is the most consumed meat in the world? Last week, it was the United States.
Okay. Like, I guess that's considered a meat, right? Oh, I didn't even think of that. Is it a trick question? Is it going to be the same as last week?
No trick questions. Don't look it up at home either.
Good answer. I don't know.
Once again, I'll repeat the question for everybody, and then I'll be getting to the answer here pretty quick. What is the most consumed meat in the world? Go ahead and get your answers in. We've seen quite a few guesses here. Some chicken, pork, lamb, beef. Nope. Well, the prize is that you're the smartest person in the room if you get it right. And you may tie with someone else.
Yeah, there you go.
So, all right, let's get to the answer here. Once again, what is the most consumed meat in the world? The answer is pork.
Oh,
wow.
right.
Yep,
Wow.
It is pork. So, yep. In the United States, I think, what was the answer last week for that one? Was it chicken? Chicken, I think.
Chicken, wasn't it? I think so, yeah.
Yep. So definitely got that. Yeah, there's definitely some fish guesses were coming in.
That's what I thought, fish, for sure.
All right, guys. Here, let's get to the next question. This is a little bit different. What is the process of preserving meat by salting, dyeing, or smoking? Once again, what is the process of preserving meat by salting, drying, or smoking? Go ahead and put your answers in the comments.
I'm having such a brain fart right now. I feel like I should know this. I'm not looking at the answers.
Hey, I just want to welcome anybody that's joining us on a podcast tonight. Just play along, keep some notes, just kind of some fun trivia, because this does get broadcasted on podcasts. So let's see here. Oh, that's from the last one, I think, here. So we got dry aging, dehydrating, salting, cured. I'll repeat the question again.
Yeah, I think that's
Yep. What is the process of preserving meat by salting, drying, or smoking?
I think there's like a couple of answers that make sense to me on
Susan
this
likes
one.
Brian's answer.
Yeah, I think Brad has it, and William.
Curing.
Yeah.
It took a little bit for people to get to answering it, but it's looking pretty good. I'll go ahead and cover it here. What is the process of preserving meat by salting, drying, or smoking? The answer is curing. Very good. All right, guys, got another one for you. And what is the process? It's another process question. It brings out some of your chef abilities here. What is the process of cooking meat slowly at a low temperature for a long time? What is the answer to that one? Hello, Renee. Hello, Charger Mopar. How you doing? Once again, I'll go back to the question here. Maybe. Let's see here. Let's see. Once again, what is the process of cooking meat slowly at a low temperature for a long time? We got slow cook. We got braising. We've got stewing. We got a couple hellos in there. I'll put these up because we definitely have a few members here of channels. Thank you for supporting the memberships of all the people that are on the show tonight. We appreciate that. Once again, I'll go to the question, then I'll go ahead and cover the answer. What is the process of cooking meat slowly at a low temperature for a long time? The answer is braising. So very good for those who knew the answer. Those aren't easy ones, especially when, we talk about meat and it's like, well, now we're talking about a process and preparing. And so, and I think I do have one more bonus question. We'll go ahead and do that one. And then it won't be long. We'll be bringing our guests on here pretty soon, but there's a couple more guesses: simmering, saute, sous vide, or sous vide. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Now this one, there's the bonus trivia question. What are the top 5 most consumed foods in the United States?
Can they be beverages too, or are we talking strictly
food? Keep food.
Let's
yeah.
Keep
Oh,
food.
It could be I guess one of them could be a beverage. Definitely the type of product. So once again, what are the top 5 most consumed foods in the United States? And there is 5 of them. So
you have to get all 5. That's a lot.
I know that's a tough question.
Can we go
Not the other questions were tough.
I'll give you a hint. Think of last week and what was the most consumed food in the United States? We talked about it earlier. That's the first one. I'll give you guys a hint.
I'm going to say bread and cheese. I'm only giving you 2.
Well, that's not a bad guess.
I'm going to guess that a lot of them are things that a lot of people here probably don't eat.
I'd say 3 of the 5 are probably.
That we do eat or don't?
We do eat. Depends on your plan.
I don't think iguana though, Rick. Sorry.
Chocolate? No, chocolate is not one of them.
Yeah, I didn't even think that. Potatoes, corn,
Pizza, burgers, hot dogs, chicken, cereal. That's not too bad. You guys had to put your thinking caps on for this one tonight, didn't you? Donuts, Pop-Tarts, Snickers.
course.
That's funny.
And ribeyes.
At least he had ribeyes on there.
Yeah. Ribeye, it's fine.
Well, here it is, guys. What are the top 5 most consumed foods in the USA? And your answer is chicken, beef, potatoes, dairy products, and bread. The 3
Okay.
that most of us consume are probably the chicken, the beef, and the dairy products, I would say.
See, I went really specific. Like I said, fried chicken,
Yeah,
French
I
fries,
wouldn't think
cheeseburgers,
category
pizza,
like
potato
dairy.
chips.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's why it was the bonus question. It's a little tougher. So,
Yeah.
for sure. Let's see.
I like these answers.
Yeah, there's some funny ones here for sure.
I mean, he's not wrong. So, Brad, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a surprise, is it?
Hey guys, I got a question for you. Are you hearing an echo when I talk?
Mm-mm.
No?
I'm
Okay, it
not.
just must be something on my end. Okay, cool.
Make sure you clean out your ears.
Even check to see did I have the channel open on something and I don't. It's weird.
That's funny. All right. I just was gonna say, why don't Aaron, do you have a little, I'm gonna share a clip of yours, if that's okay. And then we'll let you talk a little bit about it. So let's get into that a little bit. And
women are so afraid that they're going to bulk up and they're going to like look like Hulk Hogan or something. Like, it's not happening. Do you know how many years it took that man to look that way? He didn't go into the gym for 3 months and come out looking that way. And as a woman, you certainly aren't going into the gym and looking that way in 3 months. It's just not going to happen. It's not possible. We don't have that. But I'll tell you what can happen. You can start lifting weights, and in a couple of months, you're going to be like, whoa, I look like a lot different than I did. I think I like what I'm seeing here. You know?
Yeah, I've been seeing this stuff a lot, and there's so much more out there about how important it is for women to lift weights for longevity and just to be strong as you get older and to fight off disease and so many things. And I even had my husband even said to me back a while ago when I started weightlifting, something about how women are supposed to lift light weights at more reps so that they don't bulk up. And I'm like, that's not true. You know, but you still see so many ladies afraid of that. And I just want to like get that out there that please don't be afraid. That's not going to happen. You're not going to look like a man. It's only going to help you. So just please don't be afraid of that. That's all. And that's why I did that funny thing on Insta. So
yeah, that was great. No, I think it's great to share that for sure. So all right. Brian, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that.
You're afraid you're going to bulk up and look like a dude? No.
No. I mean, realistically, the best type of workout, even for losing fat, if you just want to talk about that, is trying to do the most extreme you can do. So the heavier weight that you can do, the heaviest weight that you can do. And it's the same thing, like there's that, it kind of goes along the analogy where for so long they were talking about cardio is the best thing to do, and it's not. It's high intensity that is the best thing to do. So I completely agree with that.
I have to say too, and I had done another blurb about it because I was a runner, and I am seeing my improvements doing the weightlifting without the cardio are so much better than when I ran. Like my metabolism is great. Like it's just completely different. And I'm like, why didn't I know this? Like, why was I spending hours running when I could have worked out for 30 minutes and called it a day, like lifting weights? So really, it's a game changer, men and women, but ladies, please don't be afraid.
I like that sound advice for sure. Well, I think we're ready for our guest to come on, and I think she's ready to go, and we'll bring her on here in a second. I just was going to share a couple comments here. Hi, Gail. How are you? Jersey girls. I like that. Aaron, Nicole. That's awesome. All right. All right. Well, let's welcome our guest to the show.
Let's give it up for Coach Nicole.
Great sounds. I said she was going to do that.
What kind of intro was that? And why am I so big? But that was an awesome intro. Who was that voice?
Because you're powerlifting, Nicole, and you're big now. Like everybody says, women bulk up.
That is true. But who was that woman's voice? Greg, was that you?
Yeah, it is actually. You want me to play it again?
Love it.
All right. Sorry, guys. I'm having a little technical difficulty here.
Am I going to stay big the entire time?
All kinds of troubles here. She's hiding. Is that better?
You feel better now?
A little bit.
That's so funny.
It's funny. Brad seen he liked the sardines. I should open that can up, I think.
But
oh.
All right. That kind of reminds me, Nicole, the last time the four of us got together, we had an interesting show on the Low Carb Football Party, and we thought, why not reminisce in those old times?
Are you going to know?
Yeah, we're going to share. I got a little minute and 30-second clip, guys, that we're going to put up here. You won't be able to hear us, but just watch and kind of see what happened the last time we got together.
Let's make fun of Brian. I don't think he gets made fun of ever.
I think they taste pretty good.
He has a barf bag.
A barf.
Oh, man. That was
Wait,
There's a
Greg,
lot of
you've
water
never
in
had them at all?
So Brad says that I do get made fun of because I am the Gerber baby grown up. But you may notice I'm starting to grow it back. So the Gerber baby's going away.
I think Brian's stalling the sardine eating. I think he's stalling.
Really?
never had a sardine before, and I know, Brian, I think you have before.
Oh, Brian! Oh, you gotta eat it anyway. Slippery little bugger.
It fell right
See
back.
an napkin?
Put it
Are
in
we
your
ready?
mouth.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go.
You have to actually swallow it.
That's what she said.
Okay, Greg, stop it, Nicole.
Greg likes it.
Yeah, but Brian's is bigger.
It looks like
I'm back.
Do you smell better?
Yeah.
I've got wet naps for the computer area. I turned the fan on. I got air freshener that just went all over me.
That smells worse than the fish, that stuff.
Ooh, cranberry tart.
Oh, how
So
did
now I got sardines mixed with cranberry.
I bet it still smells in there, Brian.
That's what she said.
we are back live now. In case you're wondering. Oh, that was a memorable show. That was awfully funny, I must say.
I love the way you guys compiled that like that.
That was pretty stellar.
Brian threw that together. It's pretty awesome for sure. Making me hungry with all the sardines.
I still laugh at it every time I see it too. It's very rough. How's your keyboard, Greg? Didn't you get some of the sardine juice on your keyboard?
Yeah, there's some oil still on there.
Oh, that's so gross.
Oh, it hurts. I'm laughing so hard.
Yep, when the four of us get together, it can go off the rails sometimes, but it's a lot of fun anyways. Even Gail's laughing about the replays on that. It was a lot of fun though.
I thought you were going to make fun of me because the Eagles just tanked the last half of the season.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. They really blew it because they were early on, and they're like 10-1, and everybody's saying, "Oh, they're going to be in the Super Bowl," and yeah, they tanked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. So Nicole, I should say Coach Nicole, why don't you tell us a little bit, in case we have some viewers that aren't familiar with you, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, talk a little bit about, your success stories, everything that, has been working for you. And then you can talk a little bit about your channel as well. A little bit later or however you want to do it, but why don't you go ahead and I want to give you the big stage.
No.
She doesn't like that.
What's up, guys? What's up, friends? I'm Coach Nicole, otherwise known as former fat girl. So I don't want to go through my whole story because it's a whole lifetime, but just know at my heaviest, I was about 200 pounds at 5 feet short. Sleep apnea, chronic inflammation, digestive issues, anxiety, depression, all the things. I'm coming up on my year anniversary actually in a month or two, but I got certified in educated nutrition in 2020 when I was furloughed from the federal government, and I lost about 50 pounds during my furlough period because I was a professional athlete, meaning I was still getting paid to work full time but not working. So so I worked out like a mad woman, got educated, went vegan for 4 years, just ended that in 2021 actually, so just recently. But even vegan didn't solve everything. Losing the 50 pounds obviously helped with my inflammation and all that stuff in my lower body, but I still wasn't feeling great. So the beginning of last year, 2023, I've always known about keto, low carb, all that stuff, obviously, because I'm formally trained, but we were told emergency backup system, all that nonsense. So I stumbled across Bart K first, and I binge watched his entire channel. In a week, I literally watched his entire channel. And then Judy Cho was next because they were in my space. So I resonated with them a bit more. And I like how they explain things, kind of dumb it down. But what they were saying made sense. And that's what I was taught in college and in my training. So I was like, what the hell? I'll give it a shot for 30 days. What do I have to lose? And here I am almost a year later. But yeah, I no longer have sleep apnea. I didn't get a sleep study to actually get undiagnosed, but my husband's sleeping in the same room now every day. So whenever I wake up and he's next to me, I guess I'm good. My anxiety and depression are gone. My inflammation was my knee. I had multiple knee surgeries, reconstructive. I was close on needing an actual replacement and all that good stuff. So the doctor said I would never function like a normal human being, not in those words, but I can't do, weight-bearing exercises, isolation movements. I would have to deal with the chronic itises, bursitis, arthritis, tendonitis, all those things the rest of my life. Essentially, I would need a replacement when I get older. There's nothing you can do, just deal with the discomfort. I can go up and down stairs now without discomfort. I can function like a normal human being. I can kneel without pain. So the doctors lied. And digestive issues, of course, solve themselves. Total, I lost about 70 pounds. I still have a little bit more to go. I'm not quite at my goal weight. I have about one more pant size to drop, but yeah, so I'm coming up on my year anniversary, and I'm hoping by spring I will be at my goal composition or close to it. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you've overcome quite a bit and done really well. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you. David said he got educated, then went vegan. No, I went vegan first, then got educated. So What the Health made me turn vegan in 2017, and I was vegan for 4 years. So I didn't get educated until I was probably ending vegan as I was transitioning to my certification. But I was very much lean and green though. Even before vegan, even after vegan, until I went to low carb, I was very chicken breast, turkey bacon. I didn't eat beef. I didn't eat red meat. I didn't eat, regular bacon because that stuff will kill you. So I was very lean and green, even before and after my vegan stint. So now I primarily eat hamburger patties, Italian meatballs, and beef. That's pretty much all I eat, and eggs.
No, that's awesome. I know our topic tonight is incorporating an exercise plan while being on a low carb diet. And I know you can bring some expertise to this. What would you have to say about that? What would you like to tell people about that?
That's a broad topic.
It is a little bit broad. Yep, definitely. We're each actually going to answer this, so we'll let you have the floor first.
Since I'm big, I guess I'll start. This is the only instance I will ever be big in my entire life. So shut up, Brian. I guess I will piggyback off Erin about the women and weight training. So I made a comment on one of the live streams I was on, I believe last week, and I brought this topic up that there's a lot of influencers who actually suggest women, especially menopause, postmenopause, in that age range, so about 40 and above, essentially mine and Erin's age range, to limit, don't do high intensity, do yoga and Pilates and do lightweight and all that stuff. So that's what's being promoted. And when women are at the gym, I see more women doing cardio than anything else. So I guess to piggyback off Erin, when you are of that age, 40 and above, even women, I would say especially women, because obviously we don't have as much, lean muscle mass as men. So we carry around naturally more body fat. So I would say a bit more important for women because women aren't known to strength train and we do naturally have less lean muscle mass. So as you age, sarcopenia, the loss of lean muscle mass is a thing. You have other things that happen. But I think it's more important to strength train when you are in general, for metabolic health in general, it's more, muscle is more metabolic than anything. But I think when you're of that, as you age, as you get above 40, I think it's more important to slow the progression and to age strong and healthy, vice weak and frail, which our current older population, they're aging weak and frail. Fall deaths are seriously an epidemic right now. It's a huge thing. Hip replacements, breaking bones, not being able to support their own weight. So it's a huge issue. So I'd say for my ladies out there, no matter how old you are, like Erin said, you are not going to be, the Hulk. If you lift weights, I think it's very important to lift weights, and weight training is considered cardiovascular training as well. It is cardio. You are jacking your heart rate up. You are burning calories. So yeah, I'm training for powerlifting, my first powerlifting meet for spring of 2025. This is my second week. So I'm powerlifting. I'm lifting heavy things, picking them up and putting them down. And I certainly don't look like the Hulk. but that's pretty much it. Cardio is good. I'm not knocking cardio. Definitely do that. But I say weight train first. And if you are going to do cardio, make sure you are incorporating some sort of strength training, because I've never seen, or it's very few and far between, to have marathon runners who aren't extremely skinny like a stick. And that's because the vast majority of them aren't doing a lot of weight training. All they're doing is running. So you definitely want to support your health, your bone health, your muscle health, your metabolic health, and weight training is the best thing you could do for all three of those areas.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Erin, I think we're going to let you answer that question, incorporating an exercise plan while being on a low carb diet. We'll go ahead and throw you on the spotlight for a while.
Oh my God. I don't know. I think I pretty much. Thank you. I think that I pretty much said it before. I don't know. Started strength training about 6 months ago. I started my gluten-free and low carb 8 months ago, but started strength training 2 months into it. And that just started out with basically a squat routine that I found on YouTube. And then a few weeks later, I said, I got to work upper body too. So I started with little tiny dumbbells because I had shoulder problems and neck problems, and that's all I could do. But to the ladies out there, especially, don't be afraid to start light. Like, I mean, there were some where I was just going through the motions because I didn't have the strength to do the weight without it like tweaking a little. But you'd be surprised at how quickly you can build that up. Like in a week or so, you're going to be lifting heavier weights, and it's just the changes it makes to what you can eat and everything. And like I said before, your metabolism. I know there might be some concerns. Nicole can probably answer this better, but I see stuff that says, oh, how could you build muscle, or how could you do this stuff without carbs and things of that nature? I feel like I see that a lot. So that's, Nicole, why don't you just touch on that briefly? Because I know some people think, oh, you can't eat low carb or keto and do weightlifting or anything high intensity for that matter.
I have a question first. Why was Erin taken off the big screen early?
What?
Was that a premature exit?
I can put her back.
Premature exit. Okay. Yeah, so I think the big misconception is the confusion of words. I think what happened is out in mainstream, and even in my nutrition education, and Erin's going through it now, so I don't know if you got to that part, but most of the things you see online is carbs are your body's primary fuel source. That's what you see, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, the truth behind that is a mixing of words, but words matter. It's not the primary, it's the prior. Your body prioritizes carbs. There's a difference there. It's not preferred, and it's not our primary fuel source. It's our body prioritizes it. One, because it's quick energy, and two, your bloodstream can only handle about half to 1 teaspoon at a time. The rest of it gets stored as glycogen in your muscle or liver, and then the excess, of course, gets stored as fat. But your body works to get rid of it and put it somewhere because excess glucose is toxic to the human body. It can only handle so much at one time. And if you're constantly shoveling carbs down your throat, you're going to bust the storage limit. You're going to bust what your bloodstream can handle at one time because it's very minimal. And then your body has to work to put it to figure out where to put it, to figure out where it goes. That's the difference. So it's not primary, it's not preferred. It's just prioritized because your body needs to work to figure out what to do with it and where to go and get rid of it. When it comes to fat, you have more sustained fuel, right? So fat and protein go hand in hand. We all know the importance of protein with, muscle and all that stuff. But if you don't have carbs, if you're not eating exogenous carbohydrates, exogenous glucose, your body is going to run very smoothly on ketones, on fat. You're going to be fat adapted. And that's what's going to sustain you. That's longer lasting energy and what your body actually prefers. So I've actually put clients who are who do century rides, like bike 100 plus miles. I transitioned them to low carb. So they were still eating minimal carb, but they wouldn't have to do intra-race fuel as often because it's more sustained energy. So that's a very false fallacy. I think where a lot of another reason a lot of people fall off is because they don't give their body enough time to transition. They're either transitioning too quickly, and the side effects, they can't get through the side effects, or two, they aren't giving it enough time. So it's going to take months for your body to unjack itself up with the inflammation and the metabolic damage you have. So you can't expect to go from quick fuel and easy energy to now, becoming trying to be fat adapted, and that happened overnight. I think that's where a lot of people become impatient and say, well, this isn't working. And then they start adding carbs back in. You have to give your body time to, one, adjust, and two, recover and repair from all the damage that's been done to it through all the years. Once all that happens, you should notice a drastic difference in the gym when it comes to strength, how long your strength, your training is able to last without becoming depleted. You should notice, and you should have more strength for longer. So you should be able to sustain longer weight training sessions, vice when you are on a carb diet, a high carb diet, because you're going to deplete your energy a lot faster by running on carbs, vice fat. So that's like the short and sweet version of my opinion on the matter, and some of the things I've worked with my clients on who are athletes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What's another interesting thing when you're talking about that is, and it's no secret that I'm low carb. I'm not keto, so I do eat a certain amount of carbs, but even eating low carb, I notice that there's very minimal problems with recovery after working out, even heavy. I don't have like that muscle soreness and stuff that I would have had years ago, the day after or 2 days after or whatever. So that's something to take into account too, for sure.
Sorry, guys. Just wanted to share a few of the comments up here. Great job, Brad and his wife, losing 90 pounds, doing a low carb diet. That's awesome.
Damn.
For 6 months, they've been at that goal weight. So awesome.
Oh. You're not. Peloton.
If you do, you should record yourself riding, Susan.
Like on skis or something.
I have a couple questions come in here. The champion within said, how should older women warm up prior to lifting weights?
We swing around our walkers,
I mean, yeah. No. Getting out of bed to warm up.
No. Seriously, what my coach said anyway is just warm up enough, doing whatever it takes to just essentially get warm and get those muscles moving is basically what she said. I mean, I just kind of like, I'll still be wearing my sweatshirt or whatever, but I just kind of like move around in place, or if it's a lower body, move my legs, or kind of go through kind of the motions I'm going to be doing with the weights, but without the weights. Does that make sense? Like just for about 5 minutes, just to warm up, not like serious cardio or treadmill running or anything like that. Yeah, I believe she even said that she sometimes like will get in the sauna real quick just to warm her body up. And then, so you're really just trying to warm up so that your muscles are not essentially. That's not very scientific, but you know what I mean. Nicole, tell us the scientific version. Did you say some more eloquent me? You know what I mean? I'm just like, so whatever.
So men and women the same, right? So men and women shouldn't warm up differently. It's weight training's weight training. It doesn't matter gender. So I'll just speak generally. There are people who make half their workout the warm up. I don't do that personally. Right? Greg does that. So yeah, I'm curious what Greg does. So for me, I'll just use today, for instance. I'll just go through what I did today for my workout. So today I did bench, and I did percentages of my maxes. Again, I'm training for powerlifting, so I train a little differently. But I did bench and I did deadlift. So on both of those movements, or compound movements, for the bench, all I do before I lift as part of my warm up is I work up to my working set. So I'll do, I'll lift just the bar, which is 45 pounds. So I'll lift just the bar just to warm up the muscles, my lats and chest that's going to be pushing the bar. And then I'll add a little bit of weight on there. So I'll work up to my working set and then I'll start working out. I do that for all of my lifts. So that's how I warm up, is I just do working sets to work up to my actual weight that I'm going to be lifting. That's how I do it. So I make it part of my actual workout, vice doing something separately. There are times I do my physical therapy exercises, but again, I'm injured in my lower body. So I'll do those exercises, but depending on what my workout is. But besides that, my working sets of whatever movement I'm doing, that is my warm up. So that's just part of my workout.
Awesome.
What do you do, Greg?
Yeah.
What's that?
What do you do?
What do you do?
What do I do for warm-ups?
Yeah.
I think for me, just moving around is a big deal because as I've dealt with arthritis, I just, once I get out of bed, I'm really stiff in the morning. I just have to move my body.
Every part of my body too. When I woke up and stepped out of bed. So I get it.
Yep, a hot shower makes a big difference for me. Yeah, I mean, it does just helps to get moving around, and then I get limbered up pretty quick. Today, I was really sore for whatever reason, though. Not sure if it's the weather. Don't know if it's because it was a full moon today. I don't know what it is, but today my body really hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been that way, so it's kind of weird today, but who knows?
What about you, Brian?
Yeah.
Well, I agree with Coach Nicole on doing the exercise that you're about to do at a lower weight, less rep type thing, just to warm yourself up. What I do want to say, and I'm glad nobody has said this, but don't do static stretching.
Yes.
Don't do static stretching before your workout. That's like an old way of telling people to do things, and it's totally incorrect. So if you're not going to even do let's say you're about to do bench presses, do a smaller amount of weight on the bench press and just a few reps of it to get going. But if you're not going to even do that, at least do something dynamic, like, maybe do a little bit of high intensity interval or something for a few minutes or something just to get the heart rate going and that kind of stuff. But that's what I would do, is just start with a lower weight of whatever exercise you're about to do and ease yourself into it.
Brian, can you define static stretching? Renee was asking for a friend.
Yeah. So okay. Let me explain this a little bit. I used to be a youth football coach, and it used to drive me nuts because all of these other coaches at the beginning of football practice had their kids lined up and doing these, basically what we call static stretching, right? So it's things like touching your toes.
I was just thinking
there you go. Yeah. So touching your toes for like a count of 10 or something like that. And like she was just doing this, hold this for like a count of 10 or something.
Shoulder stretches.
Yeah. So I'm knocking my headset off, but those are considered static stretches. And that actually is counterproductive of the workout that you're about to do. So that's not a good idea to do.
All right, Brian, I wanted to give you an opportunity to answer this question. We're going to put you on the big screen too.
Oh, no.
I'm Brian.
Oh, boy.
He's going into a shell. He's like,
okay, guys. Wait, can I do Greg's voice that he does for the welcome?
No, Greg has a lady voice.
It's Coach Nicole. Okay. Anyway, so all right, incorporating an exercise plan. So the first thing I'm gonna say is, if you're just going to low carb or whatever it is you're doing, and you're still have a lot of health related issues and really overweight and stuff, concentrate on getting yourself healthy first and your eating first. Don't worry about the exercise yet. Get yourself healthy, get rid of some of that inflammation in your body and that kind of stuff before you go into the exercise plan. So that's the first thing I would say. But in terms of exercise plan, I'm really big on movements that are, high intensity, heavyweight, that kind of stuff. I'm not big at all on doing the, aerobic type of things, your regular cardio and that kind of stuff. It probably does good for your heart and stuff, but so does the high intensity stuff, right? And that stuff is what's going to actually help to build the muscle and burn fat and so forth, right? Like if you're over there saying, you know what, I'm going to, I know that I can lift a lot more than this, but I'm just going to lift this and I'm going to do like 30 reps. That's really not building muscle. You're not really building muscle doing that because it's so easy for you to do it. You're already doing it, right? What is going to build the muscle is something that pushes you to your limit. And that's what you want to do. So that's the first thing I would kind of say is, go into that. I would do that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, again, like when I first was getting into doing this carnivore, really, well, I started keto and then I went to carnivore, right? At first I didn't exercise at all just because I knew I was always sore and that kind of stuff. And I wanted to get my body healthy first. So that is really the key first. And then just remember, you can't out exercise a bad diet. So you got to be good and on plan with your diet. Once you have your diet in place, then the exercise is just like a big enhancement. It's going to help you in so many different ways. It's going to help to build the muscle, but it's also just going to help your heart in everything, your mindset. You're going to be a happier person from exercising, and all that kind of stuff comes into play with it. So I hope that kind of explains my thoughts around it. Sort of. Yeah. You can take me off the big screen now if you want.
I'll put myself on there. All righty. I guess I'll try to answer the question. I'm not the smartest person in the room.
That's not a good lead-in, Greg.
Your star.
What I would say is incorporating an exercise plan on a low carb diet. Well, let me tell you this last year, I did not almost hardly any exercise. And there's a reason for that. I could hardly get up from the couch. I was in a lot of pain. I was hurting. And, that's the thing. There's a lot of people in a lot of different positions in life. Maybe they're not very mobile. You can still lose weight on a low carb diet without moving your body. Do I recommend that? No, if you can move your body, try to move your body. Even if it's just doing chair exercises, there's nothing wrong with that. You got to start somewhere. So I think it's important to put in whatever exercise you can, even if it's something little, and it will make a difference for you. But it doesn't mean that you won't lose weight, because I lost a lot of weight with doing minimal exercise. So don't get me wrong, though. I think if you can move your body, it's important to move it. It will make a difference for you. That's kind of my phase for this year. I'm definitely going to do more exercise. Before I can hardly make it to the store. And now it's like, well, I can go to 3 stores and walk around and go home and not be hurting. So you got to look at your level that you're at and challenge yourself to move your body a little bit more. That, and with the proper diet, you can lose weight and be very successful. So let alone your other health issues. And the thing is, as you lose weight, some of the other health issues go away. Maybe you don't have so much inflammation. You get a little more flexibility. All those things come into play. So, if someone's sitting at home watching this and they're thinking, oh, I'll never be able to get up from the chair and do all this stuff, that's okay. You can lose weight with the diet, but if you can move your body a little more, you will make a difference in your life. And as you lose weight, you'll become a little bit more mobile, and you'll be more active, and you'll be able to do more things. So, I didn't think I'd ever work again last January. I thought I was going to be disabled the rest of my life, not be able to work again. Well, come December, I'm working a full-time job now. So, it's one of those things that just because you were there before doesn't mean you will in the future. So, you can make changes in your life. I just encourage you, just start somewhere. It takes some action and make changes, and good things will happen to you.
Yeah, all true.
Brian and Aaron are up to something.
Pretty sure Nicole's involved too.
Probably. I was going to say, I know we did have one more question. We had a question come in. I'm going to go ahead and put that up, and we'll put it over here. The question is, started an exercise strength chair and is it ballot exercise? Should I use my resistance bands or get some dumbbells or kettlebells? Also, how many times per week postmenopausal? Good question for everybody. So, what do you guys think? Start with you, Nicole.
Well, Susan, that is awesome. Any exercise is good exercise. I am a big fan of just getting out and walking. But yeah, when it comes to exercise, resistance bands are great. It's you want to put your muscles under tension, right? So that's good. Dumbbells, kettlebells, all of those options are great. Whatever, if you are gonna do home workouts, if you don't have a gym membership and you plan to work out at home, it's whatever you have. You can get gallon water jugs and use water jugs. It's a stack of books, so you really don't need weights per se. You can use things around the house. That's what a lot of people did during the pandemic. I saw a lot of people using water jugs, a lot of people stacking books and just lifting whatever it is they had at home. But yeah, resistance bands are great. Minimal impact dumbbells are great. If I had to choose between dumbbells or kettlebells, I know Jonathan, Carnivore Muscle, doesn't agree with me with kettlebells, but Coach Bronson does. I think kettlebells are so much more versatile than dumbbells, because you can do more exercises with them. You can just do more, and I'm not talking about the crazy kettlebell swings, that.
I'm thinking we had this conversation
I'm
recently.
saying you can do a lot of the compound movements with kettlebells. You can do deadlifts easier with kettlebells. You can do shoulder presses. You can do bicep curls. There's so much more you can do easier with the kettlebell than the dumbbell. So if you are choosing one or the other, if you don't have a dumbbell or kettlebell yet, if it were me, I would get the kettlebell over the dumbbell. But resistance bands are great as well as whatever you can find in the home. You can vary your push-ups to work different areas of your muscles. So there's so many things you can do that doesn't involve weight, like actual having weights in the house, to work different muscle groups or to work your muscle groups differently. It's all about positioning. So that's pretty much what I think about that. And when it comes to postmenopause, the same would apply over 40. I think we should all incorporate some sort of strength training, especially in that age group. Just because of the changes that we're going through, we don't want them to speed up. We want them to slow down. So if you are postmenopausal, strength training is, in my opinion, more important.
Yep.
Champion Within says adding resistance training to a low carb diet will absolutely level up your life. Definitely.
Yep.
Brad said there's a little background giggles going on when he's talking about you guys.
We were talking about doing chair flash dance, Aaron and I.
Not on the show.
Oh, speaking of flash dance, even though this has nothing to do with flash dance, when you are when you are postmenopause, the last thing I want to say is it is easier. It is easier for women.
Sorry.
A lot of doctors, and I don't like this, say menopause weight or whatever, or whatever. Like if you are in menopause or postmenopause, it is easier for women to gain weight just because of our hormonal changes that happen as we age. So some doctors I've heard say, "Oh, that's just menopause weight. That's normal, whatever." It's not. So I will say, when you are of that age, for women, you being carnivore or low carb should help, and you shouldn't have to think about this as hard. But it is easier for women to gain weight, and it is harder, unfortunately, for us to lose weight when we are of that age, just because of the changes our body's going through. So that's just another thing to be mindful of. And adding weight training will help with that because it's more metabolic. It'll just speed up. I hate that phrase, but it is more metabolic, so it will benefit you more. But I just wanted to say that, just because we women do have an extra added level of complexity to that, to the aging process.
And to kind of expand on that too, what Nicole's saying is, and I learned this personally, that you have to make sure you're eating enough too. I see a lot of women on Instagram and they're sharing, like, not to use calories, but they're sharing their calories. And I'm like, oh my God, you're eating how much? You're eating, 1,000 calories a day, 1,100. Like, that's nothing. They're eating like birds, in my opinion. And, some of the things that I was told was, okay, you're going to have to, probably shouldn't be intermittent fasting anymore. Make sure you're eating, because when you want to build that muscle, you're going to have to eat to build, and that metabolism is going to eventually support that, even if you have to slowly increase. But yeah, you got to eat. You can't be afraid to eat, or it's not going to work out too well. So I don't know if Nicole can expand upon that, but
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. That whole eat less, move more thing needs to die. But if we are talking about weight, even though I know exercise and I know not everyone is trying to lose weight, but I would say the vast majority of people who are coming to this lifestyle are trying to lose weight, myself included. I still have some weight to lose. I've had this conversation quite a few times this week about people coming to this way of eating, and I'm only talking women because I haven't talked to any men about this, but I'm sure there are men struggling as well, who are either in a weight stall or are gaining weight with this way of eating, switching to a high fat diet. And the one thing I can say that's not specific to one individual person, because I don't know you individually, I don't know your background, so this is just a blanket statement as a starting point, is 1-to-1 ratio, protein to fat. And if you still are in a stall or you're still gaining and not losing, I would decrease your fat, increase your protein, keeping the mass the same, and make adjustments from there. But that's what I would recommend adjusting, because there's a lot of people that say if you're gaining weight or in a stall, to increase your fat, and then they gain more weight. And there's reasons behind my suggestion. I don't want to get into all that now because that's not what this stream is about. But I just want to make that blanket statement. I would recommend decreasing your fat, increasing your protein. If the 1-to-1 ratio does not work, if you are still in a stall or still gaining weight, that is the first adjustment I will try to make, and then adjust from there.
Yeah, I feel like the protein is a game changer.
Yeah.
For the women especially that don't tend to eat as much.
Yeah.
Brad has a question. What fat percentage do I need to get to for my 6-pack to show up?
I don't know. I have a 6-pack in my fridge.
Throw it over to Brad. Then he'll have a 6-pack.
What kind are you looking for? I got the low carb kind, Wick Ultra. What do you say, Brian?
Who needs a 6-pack when you can have a whole keg?
I have no idea because I'm nowhere near a 6-pack, so I don't know what it takes. I don't know.
The body fat percentage varies from person to person. That's very individual. One, it depends on, how much body fat. It depends on how much fat you have, but a lot, if you get to like the low teens, for men, and it's different for women because women shouldn't go that low, but for men, if you are in about the teens, you should start to see abs. I would say it's not healthy metabolically to be super lean year round. You'll notice a lot of bodybuilders, or a lot of people who lean and bulk and do that whole yo-yoing thing for shows and all that stuff. It's because they feel like crap, because being that lean is just not healthy. Your body goes into starvation mode and it thinks you're trying to kill it. You need to feed your body. So it's not good to be lean year round. It's good if you want to show your 6-pack and you're in a good healthy body fat percentage, but I don't think the goal should be to get to as lean as possible, to get shredded and be in a low fat percentage that doesn't kill you, because being 1 to 2% is dangerous, and there are people who strive for that. So I don't think body fat percentage should be the goal. I think health should be the goal and how you feel. If you are losing weight, your body has a natural set point. So your body will tell you, and that's why people's weight loss stalls or starts to slow the closer they get to that goal number. It's because the closer they get to that goal number is your body's homeostasis. That's its natural step point. Your body's happy, and it fights you, because depending on how low you want to go, your body doesn't want to go that low. So I would listen to your body, but yeah, you can absolutely get abs in a decent body fat percentage without going dangerously super low. But that's very individual on what that looks like for you. Now, women should not go below the 20s, in my opinion, because women need to have body fat. We cannot be lean and healthy. That's why a lot of people lose their periods and all that stuff. It is not healthy. So this advice is different for men and women. So I'm just speaking to men. Women is a whole different conversation. But for men, you can absolutely be in the low 20s, teens, and be healthy, body fat, see your abs, and still have a good, strong metabolism, because you're not dangerously low. Was that long-winded enough?
That's perfect.
So in other words, you can look really good with a healthy body fat percentage without going to extremes.
Yeah, that shouldn't be the goal.
Men or women.
Yeah, that shouldn't. I just don't think body fat percentage should be the goal, because that's where a lot of people get in trouble, because they go below. Women too, they go too low, especially women. They go too low because they have a number in mind. And that number may not be good for you and for your body. That's why I don't like those metrics, those types of goals.
Agree.
Yep. So Aaron, do you have any questions for Coach Nicole at all? Or do you, Brian? I like to give you guys opportunities to ask her questions too.
Well, now we have to ask, because she's shaking her head no. What do you got, Brian?
So what's the temperature like where you're at? Because you're not very far from me. So
We're in the
just
same
curious. I'm curious. Was it like 70 there today?
No, it was in the, what was it? Hold on. It was 60. No, yeah, it was 60.
Wow.
Okay. Not too bad then.
Yeah. Brian and I still need to get together. We had a couple dates, but he's been traveling. Things keep happening, but we're gonna get together in real life one of these days. He's like less than an hour. What are you, less than an hour? Like maybe 45 minutes?
Yeah, probably about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to coordinate some kind of a Virginia meetup thing too. So
yeah. Aaron can drive. It's only about a 3.5
hour.
hour.
A little further, like Delaware, that's even better. Well, not that there's only like one place to meet in Delaware, but other than that.
Thanks for the question, Brian.
Yeah, no problem.
I have a question for Aaron.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I have to answer it?
How's your training going?
It's going really, really good. Like, I'm starting to lift heavier. I
meant nutrition training.
Oh,
your
my
studies.
nutrition training. I am halfway through it and doing well. I'm taking it slow. I'm not trying to rush through everything. I want to try to absorb it. So I'm doing a little at a time. And I'm finding it very, very eye-opening, very interesting. It's nice to be able to learn some of the science behind the things that we kind of already know from, doing what we're doing and whatnot. And so I'm hoping in another 2 months or whatever, I'll have that wrapped up, and then I'll see where I go from there. I'm kind of getting interested in maybe doing like a personal trainer type thing too, or something, just so that I can kind of work all that together somehow. So we'll see. But yeah, I highly recommend it for anyone that's interested in nutrition for sure.
Sweet.
Awesome. Nicole, I got a question for you. Are you doing some more powerlifting and stuff now? Did I see that right?
Where'd she go?
She goes away.
powerlifting?
Shame.
Powerlifting, yes. So I've always wanted to compete. So I made it a goal to compete in my first meet before I turned 45. So I found a local, it's called USA Powerlifting Virginia. And they have meets in 2 locations near me. So I'm going to register with them, but I have to wait until January 2025 because your membership expires in a year, and I don't plan to compete until I think I saw March or April of 2025. So right now I'm working on rebuilding my strength because I haven't really lifted with a barbell in like over 2 years. So my 1 rep max for deadlift was 215. Now I'm a little less than that. I'm probably between 175 and 200 right now, starting back up. And then my bench used to be 127. Now it's about 115. So I've lost a little bit of strength. So right now I'm rebuilding my strength up. And then by the end of this year, since Coach Bronson lives across the street from me, I actually bumped into him today walking to the gym. He was walking over. That was my first Bronson sighting. I was walking to the gym and he was walking home, and we literally bumped into each other. So that was funny. But I might hit him up the end of the year. He said he would he'll work with me. So it's convenient since we go to the same gym. So I might have him work with me the end of the year through the competition to help, get me competition ready, because you have to lift a certain way and there's certain cadences and stuff. So I'm going to work on strength, form, losing the rest of this body fat, and then Coach Bronson's going to get me across the finish line.
Now, I have a question for that, Nicole. How does it work?
Thanks, Annette.
Do you need to qualify, or there are different divisions, or how does that work? And
yeah, it's based on age. So I'll be in the old ladies division. No, but they have it's based on age. And then there are qualifiers. So I don't plan to I don't think I'm going to qualify. I'm not this first time, but there are nationals and those sorts of things. So if I go to this meet and I happen to be strong, and you don't have to do all 3 lifts. So it's bench, deadlift, and back squat. Okay. I have a video coming out. You'll see how weak my squat is. It's because I have, from my knee issues, I have hip and all sorts of issues in my lower body. So it's not as strong. But you don't have to compete in all 3 lifts. So I plan to just compete in deadlift and bench unless miraculously my back squat gets better. But if I blow the field out of the water for bench, for example, because I am stronger than a lot of women in my upper body, then I could potentially qualify for nationals and all that stuff in that 1 lift. So it'll be cool if that happens. I don't know, but yeah, it's broken up in an age category, and then there's novice, intermediate, and something else. So I'm doing, my age, and then novice for my first one.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not saying this to be funny or anything, but I have heard that I'm dead serious, shorter people can do this relatively easier because you have shorter. Does that make sense? A shorter distance to push the weight? I have actually heard this. Is that true?
I hate that because you can look at it different. You can look at it. Yes. But it's the same. The thing is it could go both ways, right? So if you have longer arms, you have more momentum pushing you up. So when I did deadlifts today, it was on the rack. So I pulled the bar from just below my knees up, right? So I wouldn't say it was easier. It was actually a little bit harder because if I pulled it from the floor, I would have more momentum picking it up.
Yeah.
So, you can look at it both ways. I've heard that too, doing push-ups. Oh, Nicole, you could do so many push-ups because you have less room to go to the ground, whatever. But you can look at it both ways. So I don't know. I wouldn't say it's
and you
easier.
could also say if you're smaller, you have less weight to lift, so you could do push-ups easier too.
No, because I'm lifting. It's based off size. So I'm lifting. So for instance, 212, I'm lifting a certain percentage of my body weight. So if I'm able to lift 250 by next year, pull 250 off the ground, that's more than 100 pounds more than I weigh. I think that's more impressive than a woman who weighs, 175 pounds lifting 250. So, I mean, it's all based on
agree with you on that.
percentages. So just because you're short or tall, whatever, doesn't mean anything's easier or harder. It's just based off ability and strength. So I can probably lift more than someone bigger than me, or I can lift less than someone smaller than me. So it's just, I don't think height. I mean, if you're talking wall balls, like when you're actually going to a squat and throwing the ball, then yeah, I mean, that sucks. but anything else, I don't know. I don't think that's fair to say I have it easier just because I'm smaller. Because I'm smaller, I weigh less, so I should be able to. I shouldn't be able to lift as much as I lift, because if you look at it from that logic, you know what I mean?
I see Brad's been eating the sugar-free candy again.
Yeah.
I've seen women lift, or just people lift super heavy and they pee themselves. Speaking of farts, even though that has nothing to do with a fart.
We'll be right back.
Yep, that's okay.
She's got a fart.
Nicole, I just thought I wanted to mention this for especially our listeners that are maybe on a podcast. You can find Coach Nicole's channel on YouTube at Former Fat Girl. And if you want to mention any other channels that you have, Nicole, you can go ahead and do that right now.
YouTube channels?
Yeah, whether you have Instagram, Facebook, a website, whatever you want to.
Oh, yeah. So as Greg says, I am at former Fat Girl. I do a lot of reaction videos. Or is primarily what I
channel.
Yeah, primarily what I do. But it's all in fun and education. I do have a nutrition coaching company, Dark Horse Nutrition. So my website is darkhorse-nutrition.com. I am on IG. Don't ask me what my handle is. It's a bunch of underscores, like former_fat_girl 80 or something. And then yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't understand IG. I just post random things. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
You're supposed to post random things.
Cool.
It's true.
That reminds me, Brian, I know, why don't you go ahead and tell the audience where you can be found? And I know you had something new and exciting that you got going last week, or that maybe is earlier this week, and you can talk about that a little too.
Sure. So on YouTube, I can be found at Wickivore, or you can just type in Wick Goes Carnivore and it'll probably go to it as well. Instagram, I don't remember. Brian.Nowicki, I think. Brian.Nowicki.
That's it.
Twitter, at Coach Big Bri.
You mean X?
X, yes,
X.
whatever it is.
You can't even search at Twitter anymore.
Facebook, Wick Goes Carnivore. And the new thing, last week, I think, I rolled out a website, and I have a website now, wickgoescarnivore.com.
Whoa!
Check that out. It's still a work in progress, but I've got stuff up there, and basically a lot of links to different YouTube stuff. So some of my playlists, our Low Carb Football Party show that we had, the Low Carb Lounge right now that we have. There's links to that, and just some other stuff. And then I'll be working on doing some more stuff with the site. So yeah, that's what I got going on.
Cool.
Awesome. How about you, Aaron?
So I'm at I'm at Brewing Better Living on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. What's the other one? TikTok, and now Pinterest too, by the way. If you can do that stuff too, I just found out with the videos and whatnot. And I'm on X at the Low Carbist still. Awesome. And Nicole and I actually have a new thing that we're going to be doing, Jersey Girls Unite, about what we're doing with our fitness and everything. So that should be fun.
Is that going to be on a certain night or day? I mean, day or whatever?
Are we doing Wednesday? Well, it's starting next Wednesday. Cool. And then we'll take it from there.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear, for sure. All right, that one was for you, Brad. You guys, it's a side thing. Hey, I just wanted you guys to know I can be found at My Weight Loss Life on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram at my.weightloss.life. You can find me on Facebook at My Weight Loss Life, and you can find me right here on Thursday nights live. And
At My Weight Loss Life.
yeah, so look me up. I was also gonna say we have a show next week and Thursday night, obviously, and also we're gonna do a little low carb live on Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're just gonna come on for an hour, have a little fun, me, Aaron, and Brian, and I think we're just gonna chit chat about daily activity. We'll probably talk a little bit about the football games over the weekend, just current events, different things that Aaron wants to talk about.
Aaron wants to talk about football.
I said,
It won't be just football.
On Monday and talk about football.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll be looking forward to doing that too. So it should be.
I think that'll be good. You can see Aaron can talk about the football game and who's making the free throws.
Free throws. I was figuring Aaron could talk about the entertainment because Taylor Swift's going to probably be at the game. I know we could talk about the Super Bowl halftime show coming up.
I know nothing about that, people. Let me tell you. What?
Well, there's your homework for the weekend. Go Niners! I see that in the comments.
Taylor Swift.
I mean, I can get down with the Niners. They're going to be Baltimore's going to be tough to beat. I'm not a Baltimore fan, obviously, but they're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, there should be some good games this weekend. I know Brian's a big Detroit Lions fan. His club is in the big game, second biggest game. So for sure.
It's been a crazy ride this year.
Yeah.
Yep, it's been fun. All right. Let's see here, guys. Just if anybody has any last minute questions, make sure you get them in because we're going to be wrapping up the show here pretty quick. So if you have anything else, get it in now.
I have a question for you, Greg.
Yeah.
So in the intro, how do you get your voice to do that?
It's sound like
Greg with my life.
It's yeah, I better play it again. I think Nicole wants to hear it again. Yeah, we'll do it again.
Let's give it up for Coach Nicole.
Greg has a voice changer, don't you?
No, it's editing software. So
really?
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
So it's pretty cool. I can do a lot of different voices, and yeah, I kind of have to put it together, obviously, but it's fun.
Can you do the Yoda voice?
I haven't seen that one on there yet.
But he has to talk backwards.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of fun putting those together. I got to be honest, it's a good time. So, but well, I'll do the round of whatever last things you want to say. Coach Nicole, we'll start with you. Do you have any parting words or anything you want to say?
No, thanks all for having me on. It's always fun hanging with you guys. Brian, I'll text you after. We'll make something happen now that the snow's gone. But no, this was totally fun. I do have some awesome collaborations coming up. I'm talking to Coach Steven again about the mechanisms behind diabetes and taking a deep dive into diabetes specifically. And then I'll be talking to Allison about disordered eating and emotional eating on Monday. So a lot of interesting and different topics. And then of course, Aaron, we're going to be talking about weightlifting and strength training. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about different topics than just beef.
True. I agree.
Yep. How about you, Brian?
Well, Nicole, thank you for coming on the show tonight. And I don't know what else to say because I didn't plan anything at all in this family right now. And I don't know. So yeah, good job, everybody.
How about you, Aaron?
I just want to know when the hot flash dance challenge is going to be.
That sounds like a new challenge.
We could have it involve sardines, and then everybody will be happy, right?
Blech. I mean, I was down to have a dance party tonight, but yeah, I think we should have a separate stream. I can moonwalk in the chair.
You're gonna break dance too?
Why not?
Oh my god. Okay, am I the only one that used to love watching those movies in the 80s?
I was watching the Soul Train this morning, the old Soul Train videos.
Oh, would you watch that online? I was like, where are you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bruce, to answer your question, I think it may be an AI voice. It's built into the program though, so I could just change it to whatever. So, I mean, I record it and then it takes it and shifts the voice to whatever I want it to be, I guess you could say. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I play around with it. It's kind of fun. It adds that extra personality to the show. So,
Greg, stop being so secretive. What's it? What's the program?
I'm not. Hey, you gotta message me, and there's fees involved. And
Nicole, you can do the same thing on TikTok. Great.
I can't give away my trade secrets.
I used to make my dogs talk in all sorts of masculine and feminine voices, and whatever on there. So, including that voice that he uses.
It's his little assistant, Gregette.
That voice name is Jesse, by the way.
Yes.
Yep. But I just want to thank all the viewers and listeners out there for tuning in. This is a lot of fun. It was a good show, and thank you, Coach Nicole, for coming on and putting up with us. It was a good time, and of course, Brian, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you doing the show, and Aaron, we like having you with us on this show. It's just been a lot of fun, and we got a lot of great viewers and people that tune in, and can't thank you enough too, and let alone all the channel members that we have. Thank you very much. And yeah, I don't really have anything else, guys, so I think it's about time to say goodbye for the evening. So see if we got any more comments coming in here. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, guys, we will see you again soon. Take care.
Thanks for coming. Please drive home safely.